buying relevance is increasingly tough. Like if you have a lot of money, you come in, you want to buy relevance, buying a project is actually one of the cheaper ways to do it, right? Like, okay, here's a question. Someone net new to the space, no one knows who they are. How much do they need to spend to be like relevant? Like what's the best use of capital and how do you want to spend it?
Biased. Buy a hoodie punk.
Buy a hoodie punk. Okay.
Tweet at me, and then I retweet you and say, no. I mean, we have seen people do that.
Right. Yeah.
Come in, buy a hoodie punk, buy an expensive ape, but you're only flexing to like one group of people. You're not like putting yourself in a position to save them. It's like a different type of relevance. Like you mentioned Machi.
Yeah.
How much do you think he lost?
I think he probably lost like 3-4 million.
And then do we think that clout that he got was worth it?
Probably.
To him?
I mean,
like, he also doesn't really need the money.
Is it good clout? Like, is that the type of? Does it matter? It's like any clout.
Maybe, right? Like people who are controversial in crypto, like I think that like if you know, I don't say that he will, but like if he launched like a rug or something, like how much would it generate, even if everyone knew it was a rug, right? Which is like a silly thing to say, but like we watched like, you know, the orange squares that everyone was trading, like if you like, you know, like this happens, right? Like what's the market cap of like the influence that someone had, right? Like, you know, how much did he make back on like friend tech? Like how much, like there's all these other like, crypto is interesting in that like influence is like not so hard to monetize, right? Even if it's not a rug or just like a project, like if you can like, I think what the level of influence he bought in the NFT space for was really, really cheap. I think it was one of the most capital efficient uses I've seen of buying influence. This is a controversial take. Some people might not agree with it. And, you know, it's also influence that a lot of people don't like him, right? But like,
you know who he is, right? Hate him or love him, you know.
But you have heard of me.
Yeah, exactly, right? But like, I think that, you know, if you're making a bet on a lot of things, right? Like you see even like when Memeland was coming up, like Ray bought the key for like 1.5 million, right? Or 1.3, like the Dookie Dash key.
Yeah.
Right? Like that was, I think, a very similar exercise. And I think that like, okay, that was like 1.2 million. I don't know what you think you can resell that for today, right? Certainly not.
But it probably sent the market cap of the Memeland ecosystem up more than the money spent to acquire the key, or like the
but like okay, but this is where like okay, it's sometimes hard to like think about orders of magnitude, right? That was an order of magnitude thing on similar size to what Machi did on Blur, and I think they were both successful stunts, but Machi's was more successful, right?
I forgot he bought the key. I'll never forget Machi.
Right. But like,
Can't forget him.
But like, you know, again, like this, it's you know, people would buy, you know, there was the beverage band that bought the million, like people would spend $1 million to $5 million in crypto very regularly just for like clout or influence. Like this is not a huge amount of money in crypto to do, right? We saw this last cycle of DeFi protocols doing stuff like that, where they just buy a bunch of stuff just to like make a splash and see people come in. And so, you know, buying a project, and like if you're going to launch a DeFi protocol and you have a marketing budget, buying a project is like probably a good use of your marketing budget. Like if I was launching a DeFi protocol and I wanted to spend like, and some projects are not that expensive, right? Like I want to spend $500K to $2 million on a marketing budget. Buying and resurrecting an NFT project, you can stake the NFT to get points associated to that DeFi, is like probably a very cost efficient way to launch a project.